Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us for our webinar today, all about introducing you to your School of Study, Health, Medicine and Life Science, but in particular the courses within the Life and Medical Sciences section within that school. Now, there's a lot that we'll run through today, but I'll just take you on a tour of some of the buttons you can use to interact with us panelists. Now, you should see on your screen there's a chat button. Please feel free to use that to speak to each other. Just be mindful if you're putting any personal information in the chat as well. And you've also got a Q&A button. Now, if you do have any questions for us panelists, please put the questions in the Q&A and we'll be answering those as we go. There'll also be typed answers as well. So if you do have a question, check out the typed answered section because you might find that another student has asked something you were curious about as well. The session's recorded, so if your internet does drop out or you do want to watch it back at any point, we'll be able to get that sorted as well for you. Now, we'll introduce ourselves so that you know who you're talking to. So my name's Kat. I'm the marketing manager in the international office, and I'll be giving you a little bit of an update around pre-arrival prep that you can do.
Thanks, Kat. I'm Dr. Phil Porter. I'm the Head of Global Engagement in the School of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences. I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of our facilities and subject areas, and I'll tell you a little bit more about myself when we start the slides in a moment.
Hi everyone, I'm Ellen Marriott. I'm Head of International Engagement. I work in the International Office and I'll be in the background typing your answers to some of your questions, and I'll also be leading the Q&A at the end.
Brilliant. So you're in good hands today, everyone. This is your chance to ask your questions. So please do take advantage of that. But just to give you an idea of what we're going to cover in the session. So initially, we will be doing the introduction to your School of Study. After that, we'll go on to an update on start of term preparation. So some things that you can be thinking about now to help you. And then that's when we'll go to the Q&A. So feel free to post your questions as we go. And as Ellen said, we'll be typing answers during the presentations as well. Now, just before we start, I am just going to launch a poll within the system. So let me just grab that for you. So it's just so that we can find out who we've got in the room. I'm just loading this now. Okay, so you should be able to see that on your screen. So do feel free to take part. It's multiple choice. Which subject will you be studying? So we've got a few of our subject topics from within the school. You might have some future classmates in here with you, so please feel free to take part and we can see who's in the room, and then we'll have a look at these results together in a moment as well. That's brilliant. I can see almost 2/3 of you have filled it in already, so I'll just leave that open for another minute and then we'll have a look at these results together. Perfect. So I'm going to close the poll in now. We've had almost 90% of you filled it in, so if you are waiting to click on that button, please do so. But we'll end the poll and have a look together. Okay, brilliant. So we've got really good mix here. Lots of people from a range of different courses. Lots of people coming on for the biological science programs, variations of that. Lots of you coming to do pharmaceutical science or pharmacy type courses and public health as well. And then we've even got a few people from environmental management or water management, dietetics, psychology and sustainable planning or transport planning as well. So really good mix in the room. And it looks like everybody has got a classmate, a future classmate in here as well, which is brilliant to see. So I'll stop sharing that and we'll go back to the presentation. So I'm going to hand you over to Phil now. Thanks, Phil.
Great, thanks, Kat. I'll just share my screen for everyone. Just bear with me. So can I just confirm, Kat, you can see my slides? Yep, wonderful. Right, very warm welcome to you. My name is Dr. Phil Porter. As I mentioned earlier, I'm the head of global engagement in the School of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences, which means I'm responsible for the student experience for our international students and looking after your well-being, giving you support and advice before you come to join us, but also giving you support, advice, guidance when you're with us at the University of Hertfordshire. I'm also a geographer, so I teach on our undergraduate geography and environmental management programs as well as our postgraduate programs. So those of you who've indicated in Kat's poll that you'll be coming to study environmental management or water and environmental management, or indeed agriculture and environmental management, you'll be seeing me in classes. So very much look forward to meeting you. So let's move on through the slides. The first thing I want to let you know is that you're going to be joining a very diverse, vibrant, welcoming and friendly school. We are by far the most diverse school within the university, both in terms of our student community, but also the subject areas that we offer. Now, as Kat has mentioned, I'm focusing on life and medical sciences, which is one half of the School of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences. And the logo you can see there on the right illustrates the broad subject areas which we deliver in the school and in which we undertake research. Now, if we were in a real room together, I'd have a game of guess the subject area based on the elements of the logo, but we're not. So let me just run through them briefly with you. At the top there, the apple and the ear of corn represents nutrition, dietetics and agriculture. Moving round, we've got the globe, which is obviously geography and environmental management. That's my subject area. Then we come round to optometry. Moving to the bottom, we've got pharmacy, pharmaceutical science, postgraduate medicine, pharmacology, etc. Then we've got neurology, neuroscience, and psychology. And finally, on the outer edge of that logo, we've got sport and exercise science, sports therapy, sports coaching, sports studies, sports business management, and strength and conditioning, which I'll show you a little video on a bit later. So a wonderfully diverse and vibrant school. Plenty of opportunities for you, and I'll keep coming back to that point about making the most of the opportunities that you have available to you. But we're going to do something a bit interactive now and go to a Mentimeter question. And I just want to find out from you which parts of the UK you're most looking forward to visiting. So you should be able to see a Mentimeter poll on your screen now. Kat, can I just check that's visible to you?
Yeah, that's all good. Thank you, Phil.
Lovely, thank you so much. So if you go on your phone or your tablet or your laptop to menti.com, type in the code 83781499. Just want to get an overview of which bits of the UK you're looking forward to visiting. So you've got a taster there in the image. That's the English Lake District. So this is anonymous, so don't be shy. And I encourage you when you're at university to make the most of the opportunities that are available to you. So making the most of the opportunities that you have in the university in terms of study, placements, year abroad, etc., which I'll come on to in a moment, but also outside university time, your social life, plenty of places to visit, things to do. Obviously, a very rich cultural history in the UK. We're a very small nation, but geographically very, very diverse. So you haven't got to travel far from the university to be in beautiful mountain scenery, for example, such as the Lake District or Snowdonia. We're a small island nation, so you haven't got to travel far to go to the coast. And there's fantastic rail services, particularly from where we're located in Hatfield. We're not far from London, obviously. Now, you're all being very shy here. I've only got 3 responses so far. London, Scotland, and Christmas in London. Excellent, they're coming through now. Canterbury, natural scenery in Scotland. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. There's nobody put Manchester yet. We usually have lots of Manchester United fans in the room who want to go to Old Trafford, and usually a few Arsenal fans who want to go to the Emirates Stadium. Oxford, yeah, Oxford, Liverpool, London Eye, East London, Manchester. There we go, Manchester. I knew it was soccer stadiums. Right, we're on a roll now. Brilliant. Okay, you've got over your shyness. So all the historic places, yes. If you spent 3 years in the UK, you wouldn't be able to visit them all. There's so much to choose from. Yeah, wonderful. So what else have we got? I'm Windsor. Yeah, go and see the royal family. Fantastic. Yeah, so do make the most of your time in the UK. Go and see the country. It's a wonderful country. As I say, very geographically diverse. I'm biased, obviously, because that's my subject area. But much more diverse in terms of landscapes than many countries in Western Europe. And obviously, the cultural history is fantastic. So, right, let's move back to the slides then. Hopefully, the technology is going to work for us. Slides still visible, Kat? That's great, wonderful. So, an overview of life in medical sciences then. We are in this larger school of health, medicine and life sciences. 2 departments within that school, clinical, pharmaceutical and biological, and psychology, sport and geography. That's obviously my subject area. And our ethos in our school is to produce graduates who are able to tackle the global challenges that society faces today. That is what drives us as a school. So whether it's climate change, whether it's vaccine development, whether it's food security, whether it's public health, we are training you to graduate, to go into the world of work and research, to directly address head-on those global problems. And that is one reason why our employability statistics in our school are very, very high, impressive, very impressive in our sector. We're really at the top of the pile there. And part of the reason for that also is we passionately believe in research-informed teaching, research-led course content. We are by far the most research-active school at the university at the moment, and we believe in feeding that research content into your teaching. So it's bang up to date, but also engaging you, our students, in our research. We are passionate about that. So I've engaged students in my research in physical geography and geosciences. I've taken students on fieldwork expeditions, various places across the globe. So again, make the most of those opportunities that are there for you when you come and join us. Get involved with staff research. Fantastic opportunities await you. We're also passionately committed to equality. So we have a silver award in the Athena Swan scheme, which is a scheme to address the underrepresentation of women in science, technology, engineering, maths and medicine. Very proud of that. You can see our science building on the right here. That's state-of-the-art building, £50 million investment. As soon as you step into that building, you will immediately realise just what a fantastic facility it is. It's really the hub for life and medical sciences, and the vast majority of our students will do some work in our science building during their time with us. We are also one of only 2 universities in the UK that has a dedicated environmental field station, obviously for the teaching of environmental management and my subject of geography. And over on our De Havilland campus, we've got a sector-leading state-of-the-art Institute of Sport for delivery of all our sport programmes. I'm just going to show you a short video now. I'm going to go through some of our main subject areas with videos. I hope the technology is going to work because my computer is struggling a little bit today, but we're going to start off with my subject area, geography and environment. And I hope this video will leap into life in a second. There we go. My name is Dr. Phil Porter. I'm one of the lecturing staff here at the University of Hertfordshire, and I'd like to spend a few moments telling you why I think the University of Hertfordshire is a great place to come study geography and environment. Firstly, our location. We're just over 20 minutes from London by train, so we've got access to the capital city, urban geography, transport studies, planning, etc. But we're also surrounded by some beautiful countryside, which is perfect for biogeography, rural geography, conservation and ecology.
And we have our very own field station out of Bakerbury, a 20-minute drive from campus, an amazing facility. We teach practical skills, field work, lab classes there. It's also a wonderful location for our students to relax and enjoy social activities too. Secondly, we have a really strong emphasis on practical applied skills acquisition, those skills you need to succeed in the workplace, in the job market. We have a very wide portfolio of field trips and field work. All our compulsory field work, including residential overseas trips, is included in your fees. And we have a wide range of day trips, weekend trips, and longer residential trips on offer. We also strongly believe in our students engaging with staff research. I, for example, have taken students to locations such as the European Alps, Iceland, and the High Arctic to support me with my research. So some wonderful opportunities there. And finally, we are a friendly group. We take great pride in the fact that we know all our students by their first name. We have regular staff and student social activities, including weekly coffee mornings, but also, for example, weekend hill walking trips away, where our staff and students come together to enjoy social time. We very much believe in staff-student partnership at Hertfordshire and working together to help you succeed. Those are just some of the reasons why I think Hertfordshire is a fantastic place to come and study geography and the environment. And I really hope you'll choose to come and join us, and I can assure you of a very warm welcome.
So yes, really important, that staff-student partnership aspect. And again, that links into what I said earlier about making the most of the opportunities that are available to you. And hopefully some of the images there will be getting our environmental management applicants on the call today excited and looking forward to the many opportunities in our subject area. Now, in the video, I mentioned facilities, and we have absolutely fantastic state-of-the-art sector-leading facilities across the board. So, for example, we have the largest medical clinical simulation center in Europe. We have a mock pharmacy, we have mock ICU units, intensive care units, mock wards, etc. We have very realistic mannequins which can talk. You can measure pulse, you can look at bowel movements, blood pressure, etc. And we even employ actors at times to play the role of real patients. We've got a wide suite of specialist laboratories, whether that's for psychology, our VR suite, our human physiology laboratory, or our nutrition and dietetics laboratories. Our science building has got an extensive suite of bioscience and pharmaceutical science and pharmacy laboratories. Institutes of sport, we've even got a controlled environmental chamber, so we can take you up to high altitude. We can change humidity, we can change temperature, and look at the impacts on performance of changing those environmental variables. As you've seen in the video also just now, we've got our Bakerbury field station near Hertford, fantastic facility, not just for teaching of environmental management and geography, but we also use it for social events with our students because it's a beautiful rural location. And we've got dedicated facilities, geographical information systems laboratories, for example, for that side of teaching the subject. And close to my heart, as you've just seen in the video, field trips, essential part of geography and environment. Well, staying on the topic of facilities, I'm going to move on to the use of VR, and in particular, this example from our pharmaceutical science program. So again, just give me a moment to get the video to load. Hopefully the technology will work.
My name is Faye Taylor. I graduated from the pharmaceutical science course at the University of Hertfordshire in 2022, and I now study virtual reality for scientific education as part of my PhD. I loved my degree. I loved the ability to look across the entire process of how you develop a new drug to treat a patient and tackle some of the really large disease problems which face society. Part of the process of developing new drugs for diseases is designing the drug itself. And in fact, that requires quite a lot of three-dimensional visualization. I found this really tricky because traditionally this is done just by a computer screen. So that's where virtual reality really came into play. It enables you to get inside your body and see exactly how drugs make you feel better. I kind of saw the advantages that virtual reality had during my industrial placement And I knew that it would be really beneficial to have virtual reality technology as part of the teaching for my course. When I came back to the University of Hertfordshire in my final year, I wrote to the head of our department and I asked for some funding to purchase some headsets and just try out and see how we could use them to really enhance the course. I worked alongside our course leader, Dr. Michelle Beaufort, to help introduce virtual reality onto the course. And I found that very easy thanks to how forward-facing the University of Hertfordshire actually is. Students on the pharmaceutical science course at the University of Hertfordshire now have the ability to actually walk inside a protein and visualize the way that a drug can help us feel better. So it's one of the only universities in the UK to have access to this virtual reality technology, and it has transformed the way students learn.
A great example there of staff-student partnership in action. A student there also taking an opportunity, writing to the head of the department, asking for some money, which was duly granted. So a really great story there. And we use VR extensively now across our subject areas in life and medical sciences. An absolutely fantastic tool. Yeah, we're really embracing that, and rightfully so. Again, preparing students for industry, preparing students for future research, and as has been illustrated there, addressing real world problems, drug design, etc., vaccine design. So going back to my earlier point about us preparing our students to face the challenges in wider society. Now, sticking on opportunities, our courses, our programs are internationally recognised, and the vast majority of them offer opportunities for placements, for hands-on industrial experience, for work experience, which is really worth its weight in gold. We've got an extensive employer network across not just the UK, but internationally, and we have fantastic links with partner institutions across the world. And if you're interested in that side of things, then clearly that's directly in my remit as head of global engagement, but you have those opportunities to gain experience with key players in industry. And I'm going to show you a short video now from one of our bioscience students, Amir, who did a placement, and he's going to talk you through very briefly the positives and some hints and tips for industrial placements. He's on the bioscience program. So let's hit play and hope this works.
Hello everyone, my name is Amir Hamza, originally from Pakistan. I'm currently pursuing my BSc Biomedical Sciences at University of Hertfordshire, and currently I'm undertaking my sandwich placement year as a part of my degree. So I'm working as a laboratory technician at Oss Diagnostics, located in Chester, United Kingdom. It is a diagnostic company which deals with MT-PCRs, and my responsibilities involves working into QC labs and production. The products we make in production, we test it in QC, and after data analysis, we release the products to the customers. So that's my job. So like my placement and the company, I will give you the whole overview. It is molecular science made easier and more innovative and revolutionized for the PCR and MT-PCR testings for animal and human diagnostics. So my degree, which is biomedical sciences, it includes modules, molecular biology and genetics. So it is completely compared to it, and I'm doing what I was studying before. Yeah, it's really good experience because it's a complete shift from the academic and more theoretical part of studies to the practical world. And I know how to deal with the troubleshooting and all the problem solving skills I developed so far. So it's quite interesting, and I will recommend every single student to go for it. So I discovered this placement on Handshake, but I extensively went to every single option I could, because I went to placement fairs, I attended the placement symposiums, and I recommend don't lose any opportunity, because if I found it on Handshake, it doesn't mean you will find it on Handshake. Reach the companies directly and keep your LinkedIn updated, keep your CVs and resumes updated, and keep in touch with the university careers and employment team as well. So my placement here is a complete shift from theoretical knowledge and their application into the real world of diagnostics. In the last year, in level 6, we have research project like using our knowledge in the practical labs and doing our own research. So I think this will help me a lot in my final year project. First of all, like you should go for a placement. I would strongly recommend going for a placement as a part of your degree. It gives you the knowledge and skill enhancement in the real world of technology and diagnostics and whatever you're studying. So seek guidance from your tutors, attend the placement fairs, and leverage yourself with the careers and employment team and the placement team as well, because they guide you in your CVs and SOPs as well. So start applying earlier as possible. So one more thing, like at the end, you should be patient and never give up because it takes time.
Okay, so some great advice from Amir there. And I just want to pick up on a couple of points in that presentation, that short video, sorry. The advantages of doing a placement with us. We have a lot of bioscience students doing placements. That's obviously Amir's degree, a BSc Biomedical Science, but we offer placements across the vast majority of our programs. What we see often is when students come back from placement, they've got a job opportunity in their pocket. The employer is happy to employ them afterwards, so that's wonderful. Most of our placements are paid, so students have a good income earning opportunity. But what we also see is students performing better academically when they come back from placement. So really, really recommend it. And you get fantastic support from our Careers and Employment Service. Now, I mentioned earlier our amazing employability statistics across our school. And another key reason for that is our degrees are accredited by professional regulatory bodies. And I've just put a few examples up there on the screen for you. That means these bodies have come in, they've looked at what we teach, how we teach, they've looked at our facilities, they look at how we engage our students, they look at student well-being, and they look at our graduate employment prospects, and they are happy to put their seal of approval on our program. So we're very proud of our accreditations, and this is a really important factor dictating the quality of our degree. Now, Amir mentioned Handshake, which is part of our careers service. Our careers and employment team are there to help you. And we don't just cut you loose at the end of your time at Hertfordshire. We are sticking with you. Our careers service will provide 4 years of support for you after you graduate. So that's a fantastic commitment from us to you. And specifically aimed at international students, we've got a platform called Student Circus, which is an online career resource for international jobs. Aimed at international students on a visa. So over 30 countries there for you to search. And again, Careers and Employment will be there to help you with your career searching. So do, again, this common theme, take the opportunity. So in terms of support, I just want to ask you another very quick Mentimeter question. And that is, which aspects of living in the UK are you most concerned about? So I put the weather there, grey London weather. It's not like that here now. It's beautiful, bright blue skies and has been for several weeks. So don't be fooled by the image on the screen, but go to menti.com. The code is the same, 83781499. Very quickly, let's just see if you've got any concerns about coming to the UK. Don't be shy. This is completely anonymous. So what are you most concerned about? Whether it's your studies or whether it's life in the UK. Winter, yeah, okay. Winter, the weather can be interesting. One of the things you will rapidly learn when you come to the UK is that the weather is a national obsession. We talk about the weather an awful lot because unlike many environments, it can change from hour to hour. We can have bright sunshine 1 minute and then rain and then snow and then sunshine again. So food, you're concerned about the food. Goodness, lots of good food here. Don't worry about that. Lifestyle, yeah, okay. Cultural adaptation, that can be something that might cause you some concerns, but don't worry, I'm going to reassure you in a moment. Exams, yes. Studies, social life, cultural shock, yeah, absolutely. Perfectly normal to have some concerns there. Winter blues, well, Hopefully not. There's lots to do in winter, lots of ways to avoid that. We can offer you lots of support there as well. So please don't worry about that. Means of transport. Yep. Well, don't worry again. We've got a university bus network. You've got fantastic transport links in our part of the country. So Hatfield is superbly placed. You couldn't be in a better location actually to get around the UK, to get around the local region. More on that in a second. So great. Thank you so much for taking part in that. I'm going to move on. Sorry, I just saw a couple of responses flick up as I move slide. But we are here to support you. Ultimately, that's what we're paid to do. That's what my job's all about, and I have a fantastic team in Life and Medical Sciences whose pictures are on the screen now. This is our academic support unit. They are there to support you with your generic study skills. We want you to perform really, really well. We want you to graduate with the best possible degree, and we want you to have the best time possible when you're with us, both studying and in terms of your life outside university. So the academic support unit colleagues, they will offer you one-to-one appointments to support you with your study skills. They offer group workshops, and they can do appointments either online or face-to-face in the office on the College Lane campus. You've got my cartoon face there. I run a Zoom drop-in to support international students. That's to help you with things like cultural adaptation. It's to help you if you're struggling with any aspect of your life in the UK. It's to help you settle into UK life easier and quicker, to help you overcome those perfectly natural concerns that some of you expressed on the Mentimeter. Don't worry, we're here to help you. We've got you all the way. We'll guide you by the hand, and we'll help you have a fantastic time in the UK, whether you're just with us for a year, 3 years, or on one of our longer 4-year programs. We are here to help you. So rest assured you will be in very safe hands. And then finally, I just want to show another short video of our sporting facilities. Now, this video is about our strength and conditioning MSc, but it gives you also a flavour of the facilities that all our sports students enjoy in our wonderful sector-leading Institute of Sport. So I'll just play this last video. Hopefully the technology will stick with us. It's been doing okay so far. Okay, here we go.
The MSc in Strength, Conditioning and Rehabilitation is designed for graduates in sports science, therapy, coaching and physiotherapy who want to enhance their technical skills and career opportunities. This program will advance your knowledge in strength and conditioning science to help others achieve their goals. You'll learn about prevention and acceleration of recovery from injury and develop skills in the testing and monitoring of physical performance. Put your theory into practice with our specialist labs and high-tech facilities, where you'll have access to advanced equipment. You'll also gain the essential skills required to achieve accreditation as a strength and conditioning coach through the UK Strength and Conditioning Association. As an affiliate, you'll receive membership upon enrolment. Advance your career with the MSc in Strength, Conditioning and Rehabilitation at Herts.
So that's just one course, obviously, but it gives you an indication of some of the facilities in our Institute of Sport. And another point I'd like to make, which relates to a point I made earlier in this presentation, we are a diverse school. And what that also means is our students from one subject area have access to facilities and research going on in other subject areas. So, for example, I've taken sports students onto geography field courses to high altitude regions to do high altitude physiology experiments as part of their research projects. So wonderful opportunities, because we are such a diverse school, to engage in other discipline areas as part of your enrolled topic of study. And I encourage you to seek out those opportunities when you come and join us. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for bearing with me, and thank you for your participation in the Menti polls. I've put my email address on the screen, so if you have any concerns or issues or questions that we're not able to answer today, do drop me a line. I'll very happily answer those for you. And if you're a social media user, Instagram and X, do follow us. You'll find out what we're up to across the school, and that will give you some further insight into the diverse nature of everything we do in life and medical sciences. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll stop sharing and hand back to Kat.
Brilliant. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, it was lovely to see everybody engaging with the Menti as well. That's actually a tool that you might find in some of your lectures as well, everyone. So it's great that you've had a bit of a practice with it and the software will seem a bit more familiar. Now I will just share my screen and then we'll have a quick look at preparing for the start of term. Excellent. So hopefully you can all see that now. I can see just before I go through my section as well, we've had lots of questions coming in, which is brilliant. We will be answering them soon in the Q&A. Just a reminder to everyone, if you do have a question for us panelists, please put it in the Q&A box instead of the chat, just because the chat's moving quite quickly and we don't want to miss your question. It's easier for us to give you that direct reply to your question if it's in the Q&A as well. So pop them in there. But now, preparing for the start of term. So you'll all be on different stages of your applicant journey. Once you've met all the conditions and any additional requirements, you'll be at the CAS stage. So we're issuing CAS now for applicants who have cleared all their conditions and any additional requirements requested by admissions. Some of you might be asked to complete financial checks or complete a sponsorship interview. If that applies to you, we'll send you an email just confirming a bit of guidance, what to expect and what you need to do to get that into us. But hopefully most of you will be on the point where you're paying your deposit or you're preparing to do that if you haven't already done so. Now is the perfect time. You should be clearing your deposit, clearing any outstanding conditions as well, just to give you that maximum time then for the extra bits so you can get your CAS, sort out your student visa and then preparing to travel to the UK as well. Now, we're just going to do another poll just to find out what you're most looking forwards to. I know this might overlap a bit with some of the things that you put into Phil's poll, but this is a bit more about at Herts. What are you looking forwards to? So I'm just going to load this up. Now, some of these you might not be aware of. So we've got, again, it's multiple choice, but you can do things like joining a society, exploring Hatfield, exploring London, taking part in Heart Squad sports, or attending an SU event. So lots of different things. You probably want to have a go at them all, to be honest, but we just want to find out with you, what is it that you're most looking forwards to? And again, I'll just leave that open for another minute and then we'll have a look at these results together. Excellent. So a few people have already submitted, which is great. Now I'm going to close this poll in just a second. So if you do want to take part, please feel free to submit your answer now. Great, and we'll have a look together. So lots of you joined in, which is excellent. Thank you. We do like it when you engage and you give us that feedback. But I can see joining a society, that was actually the winner on this poll, which is excellent. We've got lots of societies at Herts led by the SU. So you'll be able to check those out once you're a student. If there is a particular interest that you've got and the society doesn't already exist, speak to the SU reps and they can help you set one up. And then obviously exploring London, lots to do in London, lots of free museums, art galleries, all the sites as well, like Big Ben and the Thames, and like someone said in the questions earlier, the London Eye, so that's brilliant. We'll be giving you a lot more information about these things on the run up to start of term as well. So if there was any you weren't sure of, we will be giving you some more information. Now, we'll go back to the slides. So preparing to travel to the UK, the guidance that we will be providing you, usually around kind of July, August time. We will be updating our pre-arrival guide on our website and we will email you when that's ready. That has a lot of information in from how to use the buses in the UK, how to get from the airport to the campus, packing checklists, things that you should be filling in, visa guidance. So you will check that out and we'll send you a link once that's been updated for your intake. And similar to this session, we also do pre-arrival webinars. So we'll be inviting you to more sessions, and that's where we'll just break things down step by step, how to get through the registration process at Herts, things like your e-visa. So do feel free to join those as well. And they'll probably be in later July, August time. So we'll invite you to those in advance. And you'll also be hearing a lot more about Hertfordshire Internships. So what these are, they're remote internship programs personalised to you and supported by a team of professionals. They are an opt-in voluntary experience, and they're available to Herts offer holders on postgraduate programs. So we've got a host companies in 18 career fields across the world. If you do apply for the Hertfordshire Internship Programme, you'll be matched with a company in line with your interests, and it'll just help you build that network of global relationships as well. It's a flexible schedule to suit you, so you'll likely be doing it kind of around your academics as well. But the idea of it is just for you to gain experience, to improve your career prospects, improve that employability. It looks great on your CV as well. And you'll just find out the inner workings of companies that you'll be able to get a bit of experience in. So do keep an eye out for that. And if you do want more information about that, we do have a dedicated web page as well that we can link you to for the meantime. Some other things to look forwards to is orientation and freshers. So again, on the run up to start of term, you'll see a lot more events start getting added to the student events calendar. I'd recommend bookmarking this page just so that you have got access to it. You can check it on the run up to start of term. But again, we'll email you to remind you of that later, closer to the start of term. We do advise you join as many activities as you can. It's a great way to meet people, especially people who are outside of your course as well, so you can meet people from other schools of study. Starter term's a really nice time where everybody's looking to make those new connections. You can try out new things as well. As we mentioned, there's a lot of societies and clubs. We do have some dedicated sports clubs, but they're available for all abilities. So if there is a sport that you've never had a go at before, you want to give it a try, please do get involved in that as well. And Heart Squad that we mentioned on the poll, they actually organise free sport events as well. So again, if you want to try something new, they've had a lot of activities over the last year or two where you could learn to ride a bike, you could have a go at roller skating, various tournaments as well. So keep an eye on their activities and pop down if you want to join in. And then there's the chaplaincy and religious groups as well to offer you further support. Now, I do just want to mention engagement and attendance. So this is something that we do take very seriously at Herts. You need to make sure that you are attending your classes. You know, that's the main reason that you're in the UK. So do make sure that you're there to get your education that you're paying for. Be ready to start your course on your programme start date. We've still got plenty of time, so that's why I said make sure you're clearing those conditions now, just so that you can get your CAS as quickly as possible. You will need to attend face-to-face sessions during your studies, and ID card swiping is monitored as well. You'll see there's lots of different ID access points around Herts, usually outside or inside lecture rooms as well. You will need to tap in just to register that you were at that session. If your engagement does drop below 80%, you might be withdrawn from the programme, so it can get quite serious. So that's why make sure that you are attending. Failure to attend, it can even result in you being withdrawn from your visa as well. So if there's any issues during your time at Herts, if you get unwell, if you're not able to attend, make sure that you are letting your tutor or your programme leader know so they know what your situation is. This isn't the reason why we say make sure you're living within easy commute of campus. It's just going to make it a lot nicer for you to go to lectures, especially if you end up with early morning or later evening lectures. You can just walk to them. And also you've got easy access then to the LRC. So I'm going to talk a bit more about accommodation over the next couple of slides as well. So just a reminder, a few things you can do now. We do have a free online workbook called Getting Ready to Study at Herts. This has a lot of tips in. There's some tips from existing and international students about things they wish they'd known, tips for success as well. There's video tours of the Learning Resource Centres, so you can learn your way around before you get there. So check that out, and that's a great use of time while you are waiting for your documents to be checked, or you're waiting for your CAS to come through, or you're waiting for your visa application to be processed as well. Now is the time to book accommodation, everyone. Please don't leave it to the last minute. We do have rooms still available on campus. The earlier you get your application in, the more likely you are to get your first choice of room as well. So we do recommend you live in our on-campus accommodation. It's got 24 hours support, 7 days of the week. It's going to make it really easy for you. You don't need a UK guarantor, and all your utility bills and Wi-Fi and contents insurance are included. If for any reason you do need to live off campus, make sure that you are using PAL accredited landlords. So PAL is a scheme that the university has set up with the local council. It's a website. We'll have emailed it out to you, but it is available through a link on our pages as well if you've lost the link. But all the properties that are displayed on the PAL website, they will match how they look on the photos. All the landlords have been vetted. Any deposit that you need to pay for that property will be held securely. So that's why we say make sure you use PAL accommodation instead of just finding random ones, online. If people are WhatsApping you with accommodation deals, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But anything you see on the PAL website is genuine. So go through there. You need to live a maximum 2 hours or 30-mile radius from campus. Now, personally, I think that's quite far. I wouldn't want to be travelling 2 hours to and from my lectures every day. So my recommendation for you is to live within the Hatfield area. So again, you can walk to lectures if you want. But check out the commute costs and the time. So look at the Uno Bus website to work out the route plans. Have a look at how much the price would be for you to get to and from classes. And if you're living somewhere that you're thinking of using the rail network, do check out National Rail. Make sure that you've looked at the timetable in and also the pricing as well. Peak prices in the UK for rail times are usually if you're travelling in the morning and you're going to be somewhere before 9:30. So do check out those as well. Don't get caught out. And just last reminder from me to clear those outstanding conditions. Get your deposit in so that the admissions team can progress your offer. Some of you might be eligible for scholarships that we've emailed you about as well. So make sure that you're keeping an eye on those and don't miss out on those by not clearing your conditions in time. So we're just going to have a look at a final short video now, just to show you a bit more about the accommodation on campus.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm going to show you all of the amazing things of why did I choose to live on College Land campus. First, let's start with my bedroom. It's so close to classes and contains everything that you need. And here's my kitchen, where I get to meet all of my flatmates. However, for larger gatherings, we have got common rooms, perfect for everything from group yoga to movie nights. And not to forget the oval. It's great to have a team of support staff to help with just about everything. And a gym for those post-lecture workouts. That really is everything you need on campus. Whether you like to go for a walk outdoors, or if you like to get your focus to the max in the RRC. Looking for a quiet space to pray, meditate or reflect, well, the key is the place to visit. Whatever faith you have or even you have none. Here in the Hutton Hub, you can access to all kinds of information with our Ask Hearts Hub. For the best night out, I definitely visit 77 here at the Forum. Over to you, Judith.
Hi everyone, welcome to De Havilland. I'm Judith and I'll be showing you why living here is amazing. The bedrooms are particularly great. You have absolutely everything you need in here. Say hello to the kitchen, where all the cooking and catching up with flatmates happens. In need of support, there's a whole team of staff ready to help here in the accommodation office. And just next door is the common room. Many a games night have been hosted in here. When you're feeling extra energetic, you can head over to the Sports Village. It's great to come over after classes to get a workout in at the gym or take a dive in the huge pool. Just like College Lane, this campus has its very own LRC. And also the beautiful Cafe Ambition with its great music and even better coffee. So that's a wrap. Thanks for coming along with us. Hope to see you on campus soon.
Perfect. So thank you, everyone. We know that was a lot of information, but hopefully a few takeaways for you there as well. So now we're going to move to Q&A. Can see a lot of questions have come through, which is brilliant.
Yeah, thanks, Kat. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, lots of questions. So thank you for those. We've tried to answer as many in the background as possible, but there's quite a few. Phil, you might be able to just advise on this. So there's quite a few people asking, depending on the course they're studying, how they'll be assessed, how the course will be structured. Is it best to look at the website for the individual course pages, do you think? Because I think you can access more specific information on there, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I would go to the website for the particular course. You'll be able to see the module details there. There's also information on assessment. Now, the really detailed way of looking at that is to go to the document called the program specification, which is available on our public-facing website. So that's obviously quite a long document, but if you scroll through it, you will come through to assessment, and that will give you full details. But actually, I think I would recommend reaching out to the admissions tutor and or the program leader for that particular program. They will happily share with you details of the assessment strategy and any other information about the course. So yeah, I would go to the website as the first port of call. If you want to delve into the program specification, then yes. That's the definitive story, as it were. But you know, I would encourage you to engage with staff on the program.
Okay, great, thank you. Another one for you, Phil. Someone's asked if students can work with faculties on their ongoing research as a research assistant or lab technician while they're studying.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the opportunities available to you in your particular program, but absolutely. I mean, in terms of paid work, that's not generally going to be possible working for the university as a research assistant, for example. But yeah, we would strongly encourage all students to get involved with staff research. We've had students helping out with field courses, for example. We've had students going out to the Bayfordbury field station to do voluntary work, conservation work. So yeah, just you know, take the opportunities, engage with the academic staff on your program, and don't be shy to ask if there are any opportunities available to you. If you don't ask, you don't get. And you will find there are many more opportunities than it might appear to be the case at first glance. So don't be shy would be my message to you all.
Right, thank you. Another one for you, Phil, then I'll go over to Kat. Someone's asked about class size, which I'm guessing is quite difficult to tell and would depend on, you know, the type of kind of class that's being sort of delivered. But also how accessible are tutors to students outside of lecture hours?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, class size does vary. It depends not just on the program, but also on the module. So, for example, you may be studying an optional module that has, you know, a lower number or a higher number than an alternative optional module. So it's a very difficult one to answer. You know, yeah, it varies. is the best answer I can come up with for that. Now, in terms of staff availability, we pride ourselves on having an open door policy. So we don't have set office hours for our students like many universities do. We are available to see you when we're in our offices, and provided we're not in meetings or teaching, obviously. So you will be able to book in to see your tutor. That should be no problem whatsoever. So open door policy. I strongly encourage it. You know, knock on the door, pick up the phone, send us an email. So again, don't be shy. We're always happy to see you and happy to support. That's ultimately what we're paid to do.
Right, thank you. Kat, one for you. Someone's asked if MSc students will get the opportunity to work while they are studying.
So yeah, you can get part-time job while you're studying if you want to. Please be mindful about your visa regulations. So most students, if you're studying full-time, you'll only be allowed to work up to 20 hours per week on your visa. I would say though, please do be mindful of having a good work-study life balance. The main reason you're coming over is to do your course. We want you to have the best results that you can get and make sure that you're having that time to put into your, reading up on things, doing your assignments. So yeah, I'd say you can work part-time, but please make sure that your academics always take priority.
Perfect. There's been quite a few about CAS issuing, and just I have sort of replied in the chat, but just to go over it, students are now or applicants looking to get their CAS, which is great. That's really early in the cycle, and the sooner you get your CAS, the sooner you can apply for your visa and sort of have all that preparation at the earliest stage possible. So once you've met all of your academic and financial conditions, once all of the credibility checks have been successfully completed, then the team will work to get your CAS. So they will get them to you as soon as possible. It is a very busy team, so please be patient with us, but they will get them as soon as all of those conditions and checks have been met. Phil, back to you. Are field trips self-funded or are they part of the tuition fee?
So all compulsory field trips are included in your tuition fees. So there is nothing to pay for field work. The only exception to that is I currently offer a final year field course for undergraduate geography and environment students, although postgraduate MSc students would be welcome to come on that as well, to the High Arctic. It's an optional trip. It's not associated with any module. That would be at full cost to students, but that is the only trip which we charge for. So all other field trips, all other practical, so for example, going out to our Bayfreby field station, we take you there, we bring you back. There's no cost to you at all. If you're doing undergraduate with us, we do a course to the European Alps and a course to the English Lake District. Those are all included in your fees. If you're doing the MSc, we have a wide range of field courses and field trips. Those are all covered in your fees. The only thing you would need is to equip yourself with a basic amount of outdoor equipment. So a pair of waterproof walking boots, some waterproof clothing, going back to the weather in the UK again, and a few layers, a reasonably warm layer, so you can work comfortably in the outdoors. Not expensive stuff, but yeah, all field courses, all practical work covered in your fees.
Perfect. Thank you. There's a few questions here around psychology, and obviously that's not the area that you teach in, but somebody has asked about what makes a psychology program at University of Hertfordshire unique compared to other universities, and about sort of prospects after the course. If someone would like more information about that specifically, would it be best to go to the admissions tutor again, would you think?
Yeah, I'll go to the admissions lead or the program lead on that one. They'll be able to inform you there. But I can speak briefly to it if that's okay. It is a very practical, applied, hands-on program. We have some superb facilities, particularly the VR and observation suites, and it is very, very, very strongly research informed. We have some literally world-leading researchers working in our psychology area, and we also offer a very wide range of psychology postgraduate programs. So if you are coming onto our undergraduate psychology course, for example, bear that in mind, because all our graduates are entitled to the 20% fee discount from going on to postgraduate study. But yes, I think for the detail there, given that I'm not a psychologist, I would reach out to the admissions lead and or the program lead.
Great, thank you. Let's have a look. Probably got time for maybe one more, and then I think we are at time. So I'll try and pick one that might be more relevant to. So somebody's asked again for whether you can answer this. What's the difference between an MRes and an MSc in context of getting admission to a PhD? I'm not sure whether that's one you can answer.
Yes, I mean, it will really depend on the PhD and what you're applying for. Obviously, an MRes gives you a slight advantage in that you've done more research than you would on a normal MSc. But any normal MSc, you would do a research project, which would make a substantial portion of your degree program there. So really, I think it depends on your career trajectory. If you are looking to go into a solid research career, maybe going into academic research, then I would probably suggest that you might want to consider an MRes, because if research is your thing, then an MRes is going to contain much of the thing you really enjoy. An MSc will have research built into it, but obviously you'll have taught modules. And potentially, I mean, this is not a universal comment, but potentially an MSc may be a better fit for future employment. But again, it does really depend on the MSc topic, and it does depend on the field of employment. So it's one really which is specific to the topic, both of the PhD and the MSc. I can give more bespoke advice if the person who's asked that question would like to drop me an email. Very welcome to address that, because as I say, it will be specific to a certain extent to the subject.
That's great. Thank you very much. I think as we're at time, I'll pass back to Kat, but thank you both for answering all of the questions.
Brilliant. Thank you both. Thank you everyone as well. There were some excellent questions there, and it shows that you're really thinking about what you want to get out of your degrees and what you want the heart experience to be. So sorry if we didn't get a chance to answer your question, but if you do come away with the session with an unanswered question, please do feel free to reach out to us at international@hearts.ac.uk. Now, we did show you some student stories during that session. If you do want to hear from other students about their experience, because we know that always means a lot more than kind of what we're saying as well, then please do go to our social channels and you can watch their channels as well. They give you a bit of top tips about what they wish they'd known before starting uni as well. And just a reminder, if you do want to reach out to us, here are our networks. So we always recommend, if you want to email us if you've got any specific questions about your application, remember to include your ID in there just so we can locate you easily as well. But just before we end the session, I will just show you one last video while I'll type as many answered questions as we can. Colleagues, if you need to leave, if you've got other engagements, then thank you so much for joining us today. And we hope you all enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. So thank you.